Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. Here we are, another weekend. And I told you today we were going to talk all about collections. And then I'd take you on a tour of a very special room in my house. This we call the man cave. And it's where my husband has collected very special things from many years, from the time when he was younger, all the way back in the 1980s, maybe a little bit in the 70s too. So I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour around the room. So let's start where the door is. So first you come in the door and there's some beautiful artwork that my kids made as they have grown up through the years. There's all different kinds of posters and action figures. Some of the people that he's met over the years. Maybe you even recognize some of them. If you ever watched Doctor Who or Star Trek, you might even recognize some of the characters. He has many, many comic books in here and figurines. Some of you might like Scrooge McDuck. We love him in our house. There's many comic books. You see this here? It's called a spinner rack. And sometimes you might see them in a store. But a few years ago, my husband Andrew received this for Christmas. It was a very special present I gave him. I had to fix it all up to get it ready. Here in these boxes, does anyone know what could be in these boxes? Something very special. Well, in the boxes are comic books, and there's all different characters and stories. So some of the shows you might watch, like the movies of the Avengers and Iron Man and Superman, Batman, Spidey, they're all here in this room. He also has some really cool action figures. And more comic books. Collector's glasses up there. Wow. Look at all these guys over here. Do you see them? We love Star Wars. There's some Star Wars characters. And maybe even a little bit of video games from back in the day. Definitely some fun ones there. Over on the other side, let's see. We have a whole cabinet filled mostly with G.I. Joe. Topped with some Star Wars up there, some classic Star Wars. And down the bottom, we even can see some Transformers. I love Transformers, but I can't transform them. You might see some guys up here on top of some more comic book boxes. That's some Star Trek guys. You can see there's a little Millennium Falcon. If anybody has any questions, you can always ask, and I will gladly get the answers. Here we go. We got a battle going on up here. Looks like Transformers versus G.I. Joe. I think it's the Decepticons. So maybe they're getting a little help from the Autobots. What do you think? And here's a funny one. With May the 4th having just passed, do you remember seeing that guy? I don't. He's from Star Trek. That's crazy. If you've ever been to the new area in Disney World, you might have made your own droid. We did. And there we are. We come back around to where we came in to our man cave. One thing I didn't show you was this room gets used all the time. You might even be able to see a couple people sitting over here reading. That's my husband Andrew and my son Harry. And I should be quiet because they're reading some pretty good comics right now. Anyway, I just wanted to show you something in our house where we have a collection, and a really, really big one, and a really, really cool one. Do you have a collection? Maybe it's just something that you're starting. I knew someone who used to collect acorns, and that may sound silly, but at the end they had 27 acorns that were all very different from all different kinds of trees. If you don't have a collection, maybe you'd like to start maybe not quite as many things as you just saw. You could perhaps start smaller, maybe just some comic books to start. Or perhaps you might like, okay, I'll say it. When I was little, I had a My Little Pony collection. So I had several of those. I think I had 13 in the end. That was pretty exciting for back in the 80s. So maybe you can tell me what you have collected. And if you haven't started, then maybe you can tell me what you'd be interested in. All right. Anyway, we have one other little tour we're going to send with you this week, and it's of Interactive Kids. One of our friends, a special guest that will be a surprise, did a tour of our Linwood office. We're working on some of our other offices to have our friends there take some videos and share it. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friendship Friday, where we'll have some special social skills activities. Have a great day!